My people, what up, though? We back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bell.
And I'm Butta, y'all.
And we here, we live, we getting it going. Today is Mrs. Powell's birthday, so Prentice Eugene Powell could not be here with us today because he is out doing the husbandly and the noble thing that's important, his woman. So
yes,
respect to the guy, and happy birthday to Miss Sarai Powell.
Happy birthday, Soraya.
Sarai, cuz Sarai.
Would I say Soraya?
Saraya.
Yeah, Sarai. I'm sorry, Sarai. I apologize. And I know
Nevertheless, what it do, fellas? I miss y'all faces. I ain't seen y'all in a while. It's not true. Saw you last week, but that ain't the point. Still miss y'all niggas. What's happening?
I see you last week.
You're right.
I miss y'all.
Did we FaceTime last week?
I mean, you said it's a video last night, but even in that, you weren't in the video.
Oh wow.
Oh, word. Touche. What's the shit? Let me jump in. Let me start my check-in. Chief, check in. All right, I will. Yo.
Wow.
Yo, I had a good couple of days, man. Let me give a shout out to a bunch of people. Before we even begin, let me jump right in. Last week we had Miss Ashley McGirt Adair on the podcast. We had a great conversation. She got a book out. The book is out now. It is officially out. It is The Cost of Healing in Silence. Y'all check it out. It's Navigating Racial Trauma and the Call for Culturally Responsive Care. Y'all check that out. Go get her book on Amazon and anywhere you can buy a book. Ashley McGirt Adair. Shout out to Ashley. Appreciate you coming up and pulling up and having a conversation with us. But back to my check-in. Yo, the past couple of days have been pretty cool, man. I just got some real good timing with the kids. We shout out to my man Roberto Mercado, the manager for the Chesapeake Bay Sox, or the Bowie Bay Sox, the Baltimore Orioles AA affiliate a team. They played out in Hartford for the Hartford Yard Goats. Roberto gave me some tickets to the kids. I went to the poem for the team. Kids came with me. Got in the dugout, got to see all the good stuff up on the field and whatnot. Shorty's caught some T-shirts and all the stuff from, some baseballs and all that. So it was just a real good time, man. At the game with my kids, it was super, super dope. Just a real good time. A bunch of good laughs. Took my boys took all of them to the studio with me. Got them on my next album. That's gonna be cool.
The kids?
The kids, yeah.
Nice.
So that's gonna be real dope. I can't wait till we flush that one out, and that's gonna be fire. Yesterday, my baby girl had her varsity softball debut as a freshman.
Wow.
And absolutely balled out. I was super nervous for her, but she went out there but when I tell you she shined.
Wow.
Shorty pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 9 batters, went 3 for 3 at the plate, 2 doubles and a home run on her first night. Her first game as a varsity player, and every time she did something good, all you would hear was "She's a freshman." It was just wild cool because she was, when I tell you she was balling, she was balling. And then like the little Game Changer app, when you put the stats in, once you close the game out, it automatically generates like an article, like a clippings, a press release based on the game, the stats of the game. So first article, big headline, Mia Peterson leads the way or whatever it said, but shorty balled.
That's
what's up. It was super dope to see, and she had fun. She was out there laughing, and every time she struck a girl out, they all did like this little dance where they go back and slap their foot, and it was just cool. She was having a good time, man. So it was cold as hell, but
I was about to say
it was a real good experience. She plays tomorrow and Friday. Again, Friday she actually plays my twins too, so they'll play each other on Friday. So that's gonna be kind of cool to see that going.
Might want to clarify that people may think you got twins out there.
No, but
yeah. So that's not gonna clarify.
No, I'm not. Mind your goddamn business. Nah, she played the twins on Friday. So
you got twins out there?
What twins? What twins? You got to tell the people who the twins are.
No. So, buddy of mine passed away when his twin girls were I think they were 3. When he passed away, and when Mia started playing softball, they were all on the team. They're all about the same shade, and actually we call them the twinlets because when they when they get together with somebody, they dress alike and look damn near. It's wild when you see them together. But I'll tell the story. They was playing together for a couple of months, and then Christmas that year, I woke up and these girls were just on my spirit. When I say on my spirit, I'm talking about how people be like God was talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's literally what I felt. Like God was like, yo, you need to be involved in these girls' life. Like they were like on my chest, like standing on my chest so hard. I just reached out to their mom, like, yo, I know, you're a single mom of 4. Like, if I can help you, with anything with the girls, like you need help bringing them to practice, blah, 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 blah. She's like, sure. And ever since then, I've just been rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? We spent so much time together. And these little girls, like I feel like they kind of needed me in their life. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was it's just cool. It's just cool to be able to support them in a different capacity than, their dad's gone or whatever. So it's been really, really dope. Just being able to play a part in their life, and they go to the school really literally across the street from my daughter's school, and they play each other on Friday. So I'm super hyped to go to the game.
How they do on their first game?
That was today. They won. They went to the game today. They played really well. They played well today. They won. But here my goofy ass. I'm supposed to be in Texas on Friday finishing my album. I booked the flight for Friday. Look at the schedule, don't realize that they play on the Fridays. I had to cancel the shit and get it again for Saturday. But it's like, if I just did what I was looking at the schedule, I'd have been fine. But you know how I get down. Nevertheless, but I never told you about the twins.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I'm like, why don't we why are you cloak and dagger with the twins?
Oh no, yeah.
It's like you just want people to talk about you. Like,
mind their damn business.
Not a kids. You got children.
No. But overall, man, it's been a good week. Just a good week with the fam. Still a little heavy with my, losing Big Mama. It's been on me too. Like I have rough nights, but
how's your mom?
I think she's pushing through, but I don't think she sees how angry she's showing up. She's always been, snappy and quick with the, heavy toned, but she's even more so now. And I'm just, trying to be patient with her. But yeah, she's
Peaches can be Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, boy, because when she's happy and just let me just preface this by saying I only know happy Peaches. Like I've seen her snap, but she ain't never been mad at me. You know what I'm saying? So like me and Peaches have nothing but the best times, like when we around each other. So but hearing like what's happening, it makes sense, right? Like you can't be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
So, I guess she's trying. Well, I just don't think like she's the fuse. The fuse is short. Like he ain't much bandwidth, bro.
Yeah.
You know and I think people should respect her. She lost some. She's been with her mom for a long time.
88 years, man.
Come on now, and so that's a long time to be with your mama, and then to have lost her in the way in which she did, and more importantly, went to see her, came home, like the gift of being able to say goodbye in person in that way, like that has to like be doing a number on her. Because we know Peaches will come and fry up the whole house for you. Right? She's going to feed everybody. She's going to do her thing. But I think in this season of grief, because I'm sure she was starting her grieving process early, just seeing her mom debilitated a little bit, right? And notice I'm not saying your grandmother. Her mama died. So she, as much, any family listening, as much as you can, give her some grace. She gonna need a lot of it, and this is her year first, man. Like this, we had Easter. We know how your family got down on the holidays, and then she, you got other stuff coming up. The summer is coming. You know what I'm saying? So I think those,
Chief, what about just a thought? What about a spades game, man? Me, you versus her and Rose.
We can definitely make it happen, bro.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. They would love that too. And we get there. My cousin Howard stayed with my cousin Rose, and he is. Do you remember my cousin Howard?
Probably.
He is by far the family comedian. Just super duper funny.
Well, that says a lot because Peaches is funny as hell too, like unintentionally, but she's funny as hell too.
Not to say that Rose is funny.
Yeah, Rose is funny. Yeah,
Rose.
So Rose's brother is even funnier. Like he is just nonstop.
And when the spades start slinging, it just heightens everything.
Yeah.
So, no, I think we should do that, man. I'm actually, well, you won't be here, but I might be out there on Saturday.
I mean, I'm off all next week, B. It's April vacation. I know you work week and whatnot.
We not Chase not off until the 20th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Monday the 20th. Yep. So we'll figure something out though. We can figure something out because I got to go out there anyway.
I would love that.
Matter of fact, I got to go out on Monday the 13th. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, no big deal.
Oh, I was going to ask you though. In the same vein, we were talking about Big Mama. Question for both of you: what's the oldest black male? Who was or who is the oldest black male in your family on either side?
That is the craziest question. The oldest black male.
My Uncle Junior, Rosenda's father. Uncle Junior is 89.
Wow. Yep. Wow. Okay.
And it's crazy too because I pulled up in the gas station maybe like 2 months ago, and I'm on the phone FaceTime with my grandmother and my Uncle Junior, and they're playing his numbers, and I'm like, and we always called him Uncle Junior. That's just been the name my whole life. And then I'm like, look, Mama, look who's here. She's like, hey, Haywood. I'm like, I forgot his name was Haywood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know. It was just he was like, hey, sis. Like, it was too cool, man. 89 to 88, man. It was real cool, like just to like see that quick connection.
I love that, man. The oldest on my mom's side. Oh wow, Uncle Frank. He passed.
How old was he?
About 85.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. There's another uncle I don't know who's still alive, but it's like it might be two of them, and it's a great uncle.
80. It sounds like.
Yeah, everybody's in their 80s. On my father's side, all of his brothers have passed. All of his brothers have passed. So, and my father was number 13 out of 14.
That's crazy.
And so, like, my grandmother had 2 sets of 7.
Your grandmother was getting active.
Listen, she had 2 men in her life, and she married both of them. Watch your mouth. And so, but she was getting active. And so, yeah. That's so funny you would bring that up because I told my brothers we don't have men standing for my family. There are no men that we could reach for that are standing for us.
That's like a double entendre.
Yeah.
It sounds like. Yeah. I asked, man, because my aunt just turned 94. My great aunt, she just turned 94.
Beautiful.
That's but and her sister, my Aunt Gladys, I think my Aunt Gladys got to 90 or 80, high 80s. So the women do okay in my family. That's on my mom's side. That's on my mom's side. And my dad's side, my oldest aunt is 85, 84, 85. Looks good. Like we had her birthday party. I don't even think she's 85. I think she's 84, 83 or 84. But she's the oldest. The second oldest, my Auntie Margie, that's Hackett's mom, Chief, and Auntie Ruthie is my cousin Mo's mom. Both my dad's sisters, but they're both in their 80s on my dad's side. But as far as black males, bro, I don't think. I just texted my mom to find out how old my grandfather was, but I know he wasn't this old. I don't think I had a black male in my family live past 75.
Wow.
And 75, I think, is pushing it. And I think 75, yeah, I think 75 is pushing. I think it might have been like my grandfather might have been 68 or 69 when he passed. So I was just curious. Like the women on my dad's side, they do well. The men, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like my oldest uncle was my Uncle Duck. He like 75 right now. Uncle Lem is 72. You know what I'm saying? That's my contractor. That's the hardest working man in the family. You know what I'm saying? He the oldest, like the second oldest male.
It's a point to note, man. Like black men, we gotta take better care of ourselves, man. We gotta be the elders in the family. You know what I'm saying? So let's make sure we doing what we gotta do to keep ourselves healthy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's clinically, there have been some studies that say that women live longer. than men. Yeah. And so for various reasons, like how we take care of ourselves, as far as checking up, things like that, going to the doctor, you know.
Hey, were you on that episode, Bell, a couple weeks ago where I dropped stats on the life expectancy of women and men?
No, I didn't even know y'all had this conversation.
Yeah. So go ahead, buddy. Keep talking. Let's see if I can find it.
No, it's just like I find that I know for myself that's something that has been coming up a lot. Like I got sick last week. I had food poisoning, and it was such a shout of being single that it was like, oh, I'm by myself. Got it. Right. Nobody coming to rescue me or support me. I'm like, okay, cool. I know what I need to do. I don't have an emergency contact. So it's like, okay, cool. I got to figure some other stuff out. It just made me reset, not in like gloom and doom, but like, okay, I got to put a real plan in
perspective.
Yeah, put it in perspective in a real way. And I'm finding I can't process that conversation with everybody because I get a lot of I have a dream speeches. And I'm like, I'm not.
Wait. Break that down. What do you mean? You get a lot of I have a dream speeches.
You know, I'm talking to people who are sometimes much younger than me, and so they're like, "You're okay," and you know, it's like this, you know, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not sad. I'm just aware." Right? There's something in my awareness, and so that's something that I found that I need to get clear about. Like, okay, you know what? Let me do some work and get what I need to get done because I go through this thing sometimes, even in the family, like, you know, how can I be a better uncle to my nieces and nephews? Like, what do they need? What can I, you know, how do I need to show up? I also recognize that I can expect them to show up with me if I'm not showing up with them. Now that I've ever postured that way, but I know as a young person, I would have an aunt or uncle be like, you don't call me. When's my birthday? Because you definitely don't call me on it. You know that. And so being clear that I don't want to do that, you know, resetting my relationship with my goddaughter, though it's good, I would like for it to be different. She's about to enter college. And, you know, she's teenaging. And I'm like, ugh. So I got to be with her through this teenage stuff. And she have dope ass parents. Like her parents are really fire. So, you know, I think about those things. I think about those things a lot. And my babies, like Story and Dakota Joy, like these are my babies. So I want to make sure that they're good, man. So
that's what's up.
So Bell, what I was the statistic I was going to share with you was that so the U.S. is technically split 50.5 and 49.5 in favor of women, like the majority are women. But it says males. This is what I thought was crazy. Males outnumber females until about 30 years old. 65% of the people.
Oh yeah,
over 30 years old are women.
Now here's the question though: how recent was that study?
This was I pulled it from, I want to say it was 23.
So imagine what that is today.
Right. I believe it was 2023 from census.gov. That's when I looked it up. But it also said that 89% of the people over 80 years old are women.
That makes sense. Like if you look at even like how we're fighting more, like the violence is we're more animalistic with each other. There's a pervasiveness that's occurring that we don't really talk about. And speaking about stuff to talk about, I mean, if y'all really want to talk about stuff, you know, I'm not really pop culture-ish, but it's so much going on in the world right now, dude.
What?
It's so much going on in the world.
Your man's put out a threat for 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, he dialed it back.
Did he dial it back?
He dialed it back. He was like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. And I think he's not even playing checkers. He's playing trouble. And I believe that Iran is very clear about chess and what that looks like to play chess. I'm also learning that the people that work in silence are dangerous.
Yeah.
Like quiet people are dangerous people. So for me, I'm like, dude, please don't miss. That's all I have to say. Just don't miss.
Yeah.
I told you, man. I feel like Day Day, man, with the Joker brothers. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta live here.
I gotta live here. You know what I'm saying? And he looking real stupid, man.
Is he though?
All these tweets and cursing and like,
Yeah,
bro,
like that's crazy. And I just look, I giggle sometime, and it's like Obama would, man, they'd have had that man's head if he did.
Well, not
a
not
percentage, a percentile of what this cat is doing.
Dude, we wouldn't have gotten this far with an Obama doing any of it. Like,
No.
this wouldn't be a conversation. We'd have a new president.
Yeah.
He would have been impeached, jailed, and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think too, well, I don't know what the world is going to look like for our children. That's my real concern. Like, people are storing up stuff and saving money and things like that, and the cost of living is getting higher and higher and higher. Right. And it's becoming more of and the wealth gap is becoming more like a crate.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's such a great divide between the middle class is now poor.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
So I'm so confused. And people still want to talk about racism. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, is that real? Like, are we really talking about racism in 2026?
Listen, man, on a much lighter note, with all that's going on in the world, I can adamantly say that we're doing some good, man.
Oh, very clear.
We got an inbox the other day. I just want to share with you guys because it kind of made me feel good, and just, it just reaffirms that we're doing the right thing and moving in a good direction. The email says, "Hello, fellas. I want to start by saying you all are doing amazing work and thank you. I'm a new listener. I recently got promoted to the corporate office side. The only negative thing about it is an hour drive both ways. It's annoying at first, but because you run out of songs to listen to. So my wife suggested I listen to a podcast, especially since my goal was to start one this year. I turned on my Spotify and typed in Black Men Podcast. I listened to a few, but couldn't relate. That's when I clicked yours, and after listening for a while, I felt like I was a part of the conversation. My favorite segment of the show are the check-ins. I also like how each of you can go off topic about the conversation that stem from that are teachable moments. That speaks volumes." They just said some other stuff at the end, but like, I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
That's what's up.
But it's just like, people looking for these conversations, man, and for us to be out here and diligently putting them out and speaking to the people is a beautiful thing. So I'm salute to you fellas for keeping the party going, man.
Man, salute to you.
Salute to you back.
Yeah. Like, it's work. Like, but all of it's relevant. Like, what's going on in the world, that email, the work that you're doing with your children, same thing with you, Chris, and like with Prentice. Like, it's really it's beautiful to see Black men being Black men. Like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a really, 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 really beautiful thing. Right? I don't believe that there's a real divide between Black men and Black women as it's constantly being perpetuated in media. I don't believe all Black men feel that way. I don't believe all Black women feel that way. I think it's those little drops, and because there's this constant need to divide the Black family, and they always want us warring against women, which I think is absurd. They did it with the DL shit. When people say DL, they don't think about white folks. They think about Black families. Now it's this whole conversation around, protect our Black women. All men aren't, trying to destroy Black women. That's just true. And all Black women don't feel like Black men are destroying them. But if we only take this one-sided view, then we don't get to really be with the magic and the marvel of who women are in our lives, right? Like, I think that part is very important to say and to name it, because I'm tired of these tropes and diatribes around, the Black man and the Black woman. That's not it's only true in silos, and who controls the messaging. Right. They can make it true as possible, but I think, to your point and to that gentleman's point who sent the email, is that we have to keep lifting that conversation up intentionally so that people get that, Black women, all women are loved over here, right? Just like our brothers are loved. Like, you definitely should hug a Black man today, and you should get one from a Black man, right? And I feel like we also, get to be clear about what it looks like to love our women. And given that this is Poetry Month, speaking to somebody's life. Like who can you uplift? Who can you speak into? That's what I would really like to see happen. And I'm proud when I tell people, oh yeah, Butta, you should do a podcast. I'm already doing one. All men need therapy because I recognize that, I'm someone that needs therapy, right? Looking for a therapist as we speak. Because I feel like there's some support that I definitely can use at this big age that, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, got that. I didn't like the way that looked, or I didn't like the way I responded to that. That's bigger than me. And being able to own it. And I think that's what I'm very clear that that's what this experience with you all has been for me from go, like, oh, wow. Right? Like it's different when you're in a silo, because I've jerked a lot. But like, I love how you opened up the conversation with, I miss you, because the truth is, I miss y'all. I couldn't wait to see you. Right? Because I get a recharge, and it charges my emotional battery, my spiritual battery, but it also charges my black man battery. Right? I feel like a black man. I'm proud to be a black man. I'm proud to be the man that I am. I got a lot of shit that ain't working, but I got way more that is. And I like the balance of that. Right? Somebody asked me recently, what brings you joy? And my response was waking up.
Say
right?
it again.
That's really the truth. I'm grateful that I get to wake up and do it different today. Right? And I think that, but I'm also glad y'all woke up, because I get to love you on purpose and be present with you. And I don't take your time for granted. And I think that's the thing I'm learning more and more as I look at that word, integrity.
No, yeah. I think that's a mark for us, man, to just to honor the space of being able to have those conversations and move with that type of integrity. I was listening to, I want to say it was a gentleman from All the Smoke podcast. Shout out to Matt and Stack, but they were talking about just how, a lot of these other platforms spend time bashing women and doing all this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, we've never taken that approach. We don't have that type of conversation on our platform. You know what I'm saying?
And we've been doing this for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at that the other day. Dude, I would love to look at some statistics on the number of podcasts in 2020 versus the number of podcasts in 2026. Like, it's exponential growth. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost to the point where it's oversaturated with those types of podcasts that you reference, like people talking about this one, gossiping about this one, right? Like whatever's trendy to talk about. And I never wanted to be that. Like I never, ever wanted to be, excuse me, a part of the masses when it comes to that type of stuff. Because my whole thing is, man, if you spending your whole day talking about people, you don't have enough going on. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And,
you know what I'm saying?
And bro, when I tell you, like, I've really been reading a lot lately, and just in terms of just the positivity you can get from, these type of, whatever the books you read, whatever the positive, just when you're feeding your mind different things, it's just it's so crazy because you read something, it's like, yeah, this is good. I'm gonna take this approach, and then you go online real quick, and it's just people. I'm talking about. I'm looking at what I deem to be positive posts, and people just in the comments hating, just negative, and it's like, how? Like, where did that come from? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? It's the craziest thing ever. A simple thing today, watching the Antetokounmpo brothers play ball. Giannis on the bench. The younger brother throws a lob to the older brother. He hangs on the rim, smack the bad boy, wild hype. Brothers in the NBA, because of their brother, whatever, nepotism, whatever. In the comments, nepotism at its finest. This shit is terrible. That was the worst pass ever. And it's like, bro, like let these cats have a moment. You know what I'm saying? They barely get on the floor. They get on the floor. Brother throws a lob to another brother, and it's just hate. Just messages and messages and messages, hate, comments and comment after hate. It's like, yo, people are just bugged out, man.
But we live in a society where there's a level of whiteness that's allowed in spaces where, and Black people don't necessarily understand when we're operating inside of it too, right? Like if you look at, we work with young people, I work with teens and stuff like that. If I followed the trend, I'm supposed to be scared of the young men that I talk to. I shouldn't be respecting the young ladies that I engage, and I absolutely should consider anything that they may be up against. I should absolutely be the victim of their youth when I wasn't the victim of my own. So I think that piece is really different. And then, finding another way to rally around parents. I think what we don't talk enough of, like, this is the only comparison I got, so please don't beat me up too bad in the comments. If you think about, remember how there was this whole thing with pit bulls where they were trying to stop pit bulls, and it was like, oh, they don't want them to have this dog and they're going to make the dog extinct. But the real conversation was you were breeding them too early, and so their brains were underdeveloped. Now we're animals as well, right? We're mammals on some level. I was literally thinking about a big ass elephant when I said that. I don't know why, but I find it interesting that we don't address the underdevelopment of like young parents, and how, there's a cycle that happens when parents are too young, but I don't see support groups for young fathers. I don't see a place where young fathers can go to figure out fathering, because they don't learn about fathering until the baby gets here. Little girls are taught nurturing as, like, women are taught nurturing as little girls. And so I'm like, where can young men go who are open to it, first of all? Because I know a number of mothers who've also said, well, don't put your name on a birth certificate until you get a DNA test. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I think the Black family has always been under attack. And I think it's imperative that, number one, we change the narrative of how we see Black fathers, right? I want us to be more than just ties and socks on Father's Day. But then I want to change the value of young fathers. Like, I'm not saying go make babies, but we got so many young fathers out here making babies. And I don't want to go to another gender reveal for a 17 or 18-year-old. Right? Like, I really want to find out, what do we need to do in order to, like, educate them in a different kind of way. And then, recognize that parents, they can't be in the bedroom with their children. Like, my new conversation around safer sex with teens is make sure there's no camera in the room. That's a part of the safer sex conversation.
That's crazy.
But that's a part of it. It used to be you got a padded headboard. It ain't that no more. It's definitely make sure there are no cameras in the room. And then teaching young men about the laws around passing around that particular video. And that they can really, like, get time for it now, because you can be considered an accessory. That's why, like, you'll find people in the field of, like, education, like, nope, I don't want to see it, don't want to know, because they can also ours as well. So I think those are the kind of thing. I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but the real point is there are things that we need to absolutely address. And I think what triggered it for me was recognizing in your statement when you asked about the oldest man in our family, and I say this to my brothers every now and again, we're the fathers that we've been looking for. Right? And there won't be any men coming, and we can't have the excuse that there won't be men coming if we're the men that are here. Right? And my brothers don't necessarily share that same belief. Just being honest, they don't share that belief or the desire to have that responsibility. I have one brother who's youthful in nature. He's in his 60s, but he blasting his music and stuff like that because he came home late in life. He's been home a while, but he still got some of that young buck in him. Right? And then my other brother is he's the successful prototype. And he's lived his life, but hasn't exposed his family to that life. Does he have to? Absolutely not. Right? But I would love to have had them do it differently, but they also weren't taught that. That's the part that, like, pisses me off that no one considered leaving a legacy of accountability and love. You didn't leave money, but you could have left lessons, and the ones you serving us, right? And I'm not better than my brothers. I come from them, and so I recognize if it can't be them, then I have to be responsible around it being me and what that looks like. That's why I get to be an Uncle Butta to so many, because my nieces and nephews have taught me how to be an uncle, right? And not better than, just kind of like, I'm disappointed. I'm really, really disappointed. And I wish people had y'all, right? I was
literally just gonna say the world needs more mentors. Young men need more mentors.
Yeah, we need each other. My nephew just got a job. Yay! I'm hyped.
Word. All right, let's jump into we was going to get into this. So
we didn't do check-ins, just so you know.
Damn right, we didn't.
I feel like we checked. I feel
you
like
was just talking. 36 minutes, we Butta talking.
You know what? Fine. I won't say anything for the rest of the doggone podcast. I'm hurt.
Did you check in though, Butta?
I just checked in.
Bellhead, what's goody? Check in, me.
A lot going on with me. I'm grateful to be grounded. I flew every week in March. I was on a plane every single week in March, and 95% of that was work. I was able to get with my I don't think I've recorded since then. No, I haven't. So me and 8 of my teammates from college, we have a real estate investment group, and we have a multifamily property that we all own together. So we had our annual meeting in Miami this year. So that was dope. So we rented an Airbnb in Hollywood, Florida, partied in Miami. They only got one night out of me because I got there a day later. 2, I got I learned later that I was coming down with strep throat on my last night. But it was real good, man, because our business is technically, this is our 3rd year, I think, and we've owned 2 properties in that time, and we have one now, and we've learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we all, that trip, because one of my boys, he came down because he wants to join it, and the caveat is in order for you to be a member, you have to have sung the fight song with us after the game, meaning only UConn football players can join. So he came down and we gave our presentation, our annual recap and all of that. And at the end, which I think he's going to join, but at the end he was like, if we don't acquire any properties in 26, he's like, we probably don't need to have this meeting. And he's Chief, obviously who he is, very, very intelligent brother, and has some real estate of his own. And I explained to him, I'm like, bro, you got to understand, not everybody came in this group to make $1. Like, yeah, we want to make $1, but most people in this group came to learn more and to be with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the brotherhood and the bond is above the investment. So I had to talk to him about that. And he immediately got it. He was like, nope, you're right. I completely get it. And I think that's what we sent the survey out, or we're sending a survey out. But that trip was really good, man, because we all needed it. Like, we all had some stuff going on and we all needed each other. So it was really, really good. We talked business for a couple hours, but it was mostly old stories, just being with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that was a really good time. That was my last flight. Yeah, that was my last flight in April. In March. What else is going on? It's super dope time right now because Chase is learning to read, and it's so cool watching him sound out words and stuff like that. So we read to him every night. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but we read to him every night. And now he's starting to read like the first page. You know what I'm saying? And and we'll get to a word. He's like, Daddy, that word's too big. We haven't gone over those words yet. But like the 3-letter, 4-letter, 5-letter words, he sounds out. So that's a really cool time. Sign him up for basketball and football, flag football. So that starts in May, I believe. I'm gonna help coach flag. What else? It's a lot going on, but that's pretty much, all I really want to talk about. But yeah, but I'm good, man. You I think you said it better, Chief. You might have said it. It's like I'm blessed, man. We woke up today. Not everybody was able to say that. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I get an opportunity to wake up, I get a chance and a choice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm focusing on, and work is going very well, very busy. Again, no travel right now, which is good, but I don't got anything to really complain about, man. I'm cool.
That's what's up. It's dope the nephew's getting into the things. I don't know if I want to transition here right now, but I like your spirit is different right now, bro. Energy is different. I feel it, and I just want to make sure you're good.
I'm cool, man. And even if I'm not cool, I'm damn sure not about to get into it right now.
Right, but I'm gonna call you after this because something ain't right.
It's not that it's not right. Don't call me.
something. Like your face, your body language, like I'm.
Yeah, you're tight.
Yeah.
Something ain't. It's giving. As the kids say, it's giving. We need to talk.
Yeah. I'm clear tonight. You showed up for us.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, let Chief show up for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, listen, I'm good, honestly.
Your good is getting weaker and weaker, and so that's fair. No. Listen, I am clear who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Get it. You are good, but I'm glad Chief lifted it because I was like, he feels tight. There's a fluidity to you that's not present in this moment. You usually are fluid with your conversation, like, oh wait, and I read a book, and you'll send a quote, and the da 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 da, and right now it's like, and you've said more than once, I got a lot going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you said that more than once, and I feel like, first of all, thank you for showing up, in spite of, because you could have done something else. But I would offer let Chief show up for you tonight. So Chief, make sure you make the call. I know you don't need my permission. You was gonna do it anyway.
No, I'm just gonna check in. He ain't gonna talk to me tonight, but we'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to come on this ride into work today. That didn't happen.
I ain't call you. I thought I called you. I damn sure thought I called you. In my head, I called you. I promise you, I called you. That's funny.
Did you talk to anybody else up there that you don't talk to?
The funny thing is, I didn't talk to anybody on the ride into work this morning. I sent a couple voice notes, though. That's probably why. That's what it was. I sent a couple voice notes. Yeah.
That was your bothered voice notes?
Well,
those are your I don't want to be bothered voice notes? Like, it's just to let you know I'm alive?
No,
proof of life right here. Okay, yeah, don't call me.
No, it was a stupid voice note, actually. It was 2 voice notes I sent. So I'll tell you about one of them. So Dan Orlowski, one of the anchors for ESPN, he was my quarterback in college, and he just lost a bet. He bet that UConn would win the national championship, and if he lost, he had to get his ear pierced and wear a dangling M, like a hoop earring with the M on it. Like he had to wear for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the year.
Wow.
So
Yikes.
I sent our group chat a voice note. I'm like, Dan, you're probably not gonna get this reference. I said, but let me know if you need me to send Pooh Shiesty to renegotiate that contract for you, because having to wear that Michigan earring is crazy. I said, just let me know if you need me to send them to renegotiate for you. So that was one of my voice notes I sent this morning.
That's good.
James a good dude. For real. All right, yeah, so we damn near 50 minutes into it. Bell, you missed a lot of the conversation we had, but it was some real good questions just around the women in our lives and how they uplift us, and just giving praise to women during the Women's History Month. I know it's last month, but either way, I still think we should carry on the conversation because I'd love to hear your perspective about some of the things. But one of the questions we asked was, when did you first realize that women experience the world differently than we do? I miss it, like can't be like pinpointed, but do you remember?
That's a very like general question, and I'm like trying, and I know why you asked it. It's a good question. It's a good question. So I should have prefaced it by saying that. I think where my mind goes is like, perspective. I don't have an answer. I don't know when the time was. You know what I'm saying? But that's a deep question. I gotta think about that. The short answer, I don't know. That's the short answer.
No doubt. Okay. So let me give you another one then. We talked about a bunch of different things, and just give us an example of a woman who's shaped your life. Like what are a major impact on influence in the man you are today?
Two people early on, I can say off the top of my head. That's shout out to Miss Nichols. She was my 6th and 7th grade teacher. And shout out to Miss Ankanoki. You had referenced Butta, that dads don't have a place to learn how to become a father. Well, Miss Ankanoki actually started the first fatherhood organization. It was called Dads Do Make a Difference. And I joined when I was 14. Yeah, 14. That's how I was actually on. I don't know if I ever told you, but I was on a Teen Summit back in the day, and they did a profile on dads. It was Dads Do Make a Difference, and I was one of the people that got interviewed. But yeah, those two women, Miss Nichols, helped me see that I was different. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew about my athleticism and all of that, but she never focused on that. She always focused on like, you're different, right? Like you are special. And she was a Black woman, you know what I'm saying, which was why she took took time with me, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just me, but I was probably the one who took heed the most, and arguably who needed it the most, because I was a wild Calhoun in middle school. But so Miss Nichols, and then obviously my mom, and then Miss Ankanoki, because I didn't know when I joined that program, Brianna's mom wasn't pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was more about like teen pregnancy, fatherhood in general, resources, and then different types of tools and educational resources. So that was all being a part of it. And then when Brianna was born, she helped me with navigating custody, navigating, like insurance and all kinds of things, like what court system to go through for custody if you're not on child support. You know what I'm saying? So I went through the probate court system, and it was just a cleaner, smoother process. But I would have never known that, you know what I'm saying, had it not been for her. But those are the two most impactful women in my young adult life, I'll say, for me.
All right, one more, then we'll join the conversation with you. we asked, and it was this one. I think this one where it kind of went. It was like, what does it look like to actually respect a woman beyond just saying it?
Well, I mean, I immediately think about my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, and I know none of us did disrespect our moms. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that looked like listening. Um, but then I guess we always didn't listen. So there's that. But um, what was the question? What does it look like to respect a woman outside of the words?
Yeah, beyond just saying it. Which is interesting, the point you made up though, because we definitely listened but didn't listen at all. It wasn't a disrespect. It was just
No, but I think it was exploration. You know what I'm saying? So it was okay, I hear you, but I need to see this for me. I need to learn this with the hard way, or I need to test your theory. You know what I'm saying? And then that, because you had mentioned this a while ago, how you said I forgot what we were talking about. Maybe the second or last episode I recorded, but it was about our peaches our parents didn't teach us how to get through adversity. Yes, that's something like that. And they did teach us. They just taught us in an indirect way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an indirect way. It wasn't like we may be more methodical with our children, where it's like, hey, you're gonna go through this. Here's what's gonna happen, and you're gonna have to make a choice. Whereas we were just like, oh, I don't know what this is, but it sucks, but I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And we had the leash to figure it out. Where I feel like I'll speak for myself. I definitely felt I was more grown than I actually was. Whereas Brianna, her age, she's very mature, very self sufficient, all the things. But when it comes to making decisions, she still calls me. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of times it's for reassurance, making sure she's making the right decision or whatever the case. But for me, it was just like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not consulting with anybody. I'm about to just see what happens. But that's the exploration piece. But we just want to, I just went off on a tangent. Respect outside of the word is holding a person in the highest regard and honoring who they are at their core and what they've done, and not putting them in a position that they have to question your respect for them. That's respect. My answer.
Okay. LT. What ways do you think men unintentionally make it harder for women?
Well, Butta's gathering his thoughts. I'll say one real quick off the top is communication. That is one way that we make it harder. Communication. We have two different communication styles, by and large. And I think the way we communicate things and the way they communicate things, more often than not always, but more often than not, are very different. And if we can't sit down and communicate on how to best communicate an effective communication between us, that is one way to make it harder on everybody.
That's so funny you would say that. I was gonna say something along the lines of we got to not just tell women what we think, we also get to tell them what we feel. And I think, and it's just in alignment with communication. I think that's where a relationship lives, inside of communication. So I think a way that we also do that is that it's not always so much about how we talk, but how we listen.
That was starting in my head.
Like, it's really how we listen. It's, are we listening to everything she's saying with the intention of just listening and not trying to fix her or further perpetuate this brokenness that she is not. She's not broken. She just wants her man to listen. I think that part is really important. And men being honest and being able to say, "Hey, I don't think I can process this with you. You may have to call one of your friends."
We haven't, a lot of men haven't reached that vulnerable enough space to be able to deliver those words in a manner that can be communicated effectively without it causing tension.
Well,
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I think to Chief's point, the thing about that though is that men don't necessarily communicate it that way because it leaves them feeling it's no longer about her, it's about how they feel. And it becomes myopic.
I think it's human nature at times to make things about you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you care deeply for somebody, you know what you would want in this situation to make you feel better. So when you offer that to that person and they say, "No, I'm okay," then it's like, "Well, I want to help you." Well, help me by listening to me. I said I'm okay. I don't need that from you right now. Thank you, but I'm okay. And it's like, I feel like women, one, I don't know, and forgive me, I don't remember if you said it, but if Chief said it, I don't know how often women come to their men with things that could be discussed with their girlfriends versus them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm sure Lorraine tells her friends things that she doesn't tell me, you know, and then vice versa. Now, I would hope that if it's something that's detrimental to her, that she would tell me and then we can work through it. But I don't know that women, by and large, are comfortable enough with that man's ability to give them what they need in that time, to always go to them first, for a man to be like, "No, you need to talk to somebody else about this." I don't know. I do not know. I'm not saying they do, or I'm not saying they don't. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair statement. I think the listening part was crucial, man. I think we're not taught how to fight fair. We don't learn how to really, to have those disagreements until we get into it and realize we were too aggressive, or we handled it the wrong way. And it takes a lot of practice to kind of be able to check ourselves in a moment and communicate effectively, and to listen to the point where it's digestible and understood, so we can respond in that manner.
I think the caveat I'll say to that, Chief, is I think we're taught how to fight fair. I think we're not taught to handle our emotions. That's what I'll say. Because I think if somebody's being fair with you, you're going to be fair with them. I'm speaking to you specifically. If somebody's being fair with you, you're going to be fair with them. But if somebody says something that's, going low, I think our natural instinct is to go low too. So then now it's not a fair fight anymore, because first of all, we're not going to get anything accomplished, because now we're just seeing how low we can go. But I do believe at least people who are of high character, I do believe that they start off with the right intention of fighting fair. I believe, I don't want to say that they don't know how to fight fair. I think they know how to fight fair. I think all that shit goes out the window when we get emotionally triggered, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know how to handle that emotion. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe to be true. Like, I don't think you're going to go into an argument, Chief, and intentionally try to hurt somebody. I don't think that at all. No, I do believe that you can be provoked. I believe that. You know what I'm saying?
But even then, when I'm thinking about that, like, my go low isn't necessarily like fighting fire with fire as far as the words are concerned. Like,
no, but your go low is to do something to trigger that person. But outside looking in, somebody would be like, oh, you didn't even say anything that wrong. But you may have raised your voice. And I'm just saying you, not necessarily you specifically, but you may have raised your voice at them and said something that wasn't offensive, but the tone of your voice, you know that it would trigger them, and that would be your get back. But outside looking in, like, yeah, he raised his voice, but he only said, can you please lower yours? You know what I'm saying? And so that's where it gets like, that's when you like, that's based on how well you know a person and how well you know how to get to them.
And so to your point, I was just thinking about just like the last tense discussion I got into.
Elevator?
No, you know what? You know what's crazy, bro? Like I mentioned the elevator today. I was talking to Sir Billy Dory. Shout out to Sir Billy, producing my album. But I was just talking about the situation that we were talking about prior to starting the podcast today. And I was telling him about it and just telling him how my response was. And I'm like, and I said, yo, this is an example of my growth, because I'm still working on it, but like I'm doing better with not expecting me from people.
That's good. That's an improvement.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going, well, I would have done this. Why couldn't she do this? It's like, they are who they are. It is what it is. And it's kind of like accepted it and even responded gracefully when I wanted to spaz. And I'm like, that's a testament to me, lowering the bar a little bit and not really placing these expectations on people. And I sat in a bit of like, I don't know if joy is the word, but I sat in a bit of like a little bit of pride. Like I was proud of myself in the sense that, like, you know what I'm saying? I was able to catch myself in real time being like, yo, like this is when you would normally place that expectation and be upset because they didn't meet the expectation you placed on them. You know what I'm saying? I just got kind of, took it with a grain of salt and kept it being. And it was a good step in, in a good direction in terms of, all the work we've been doing and just listening to you guys like, yo, like that, what if that man ain't want to talk to you in the elevator? You know what I mean? So
do you think you put unrealistic expectations on people?
Unrealistic? No. I don't think anything's unrealistic. I think maybe I just give people
that's a fair response.
Too much credit to be like to move in the air of kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but how do we define kindness?
Responding to when somebody tell you good morning to you.
But that's not necessarily kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, LL had a quote. He was like, oh my God, it was something like, I'm a good guy, but I'm not a nice guy.
Yeah, that was it.
Something like that.
He Tyson, said. I think, right?
Well, he might have got it from Tyson. But I heard LL say it on the interview. And he was like, helping the old, like, I forgot the scenario, but like, I say all that to say, like, back to the elevator. Your expectation of kind is somebody speaking to you in the morning after you speak to them. Mm-hmm. I may think it's kind to not speak to me before 9 o'clock.
Touche. And it took me a minute to dive into that. But again, one of those things that I was to your point, what you were saying was neither, I guess, in both of those situations are unrealistic.
Perspective, right? I think a better way to ask that question, instead of me saying, do you put unrealistic expectations on people? It's more or less, do you put your expectations on people?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
That's what it is.
That's what I've been doing, and it took me a while to like sit back and go, because I remember I fought tooth and nail with that elevator situation for the longest time. But it's like, yo, like, okay, it does. I mean, some people do operate in that realm, but it's in my mind, it's like, yo, I greeted you with a very polite good morning, and you ignored me.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's also giving people the grace. Like, so if you continue to put your expectations on people, the caveat would be, I would suggest, is to understand that they may not operate like that. So give them the grace when they don't. Because it's not like it's the gold standard. It's not like if you don't operate like Chief, you're a piece of shit. Like that's not what it is. It's just no, Chief is a man of integrity and he moves a certain way. And as a result, he feels that if you move that way, if you move the same way, then you are of the same integrity. But it doesn't necessarily, it's not one size fits all. You know what I mean? So I don't even know how we got down this conversation.
I don't know, but I you're right. I don't either, but I like how the conversation just switches and turns, and there's always gems to be held in place in these conversations that we have. But that's how it goes, man. It's just a level, a continual level up, regardless of what we're talking about. But we learn different things. Long story short, I'm making strides, and I noticed it today in real time. That's all I'm saying. Like I would have normally been like, one thing I'm also learning too, Bell, like. I think I don't want to use the word attached because that's not what the thing is, but like I really do place a heavy essence on relationship. And I think I perceive certain relationships to be stronger than what they really are. And I had to sit back and look at certain things from like business perspective. Like when I'm dealing with certain people, like business is business, relationship is relationship. And it took me a minute to kind of, to decipher the two and to be like, wow, like, you had your manager send me an email, but we were just texting 2 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? But I guess.
Yeah. But you know what the knock on me is? The knock on me is I don't trust people in business. That's the knock on me, right? The knock on me is I don't trust freely, maybe.
And I do. And that's the shitty
and you're
part.
The opposite. You're the opposite.
And I do.
Because for me, I don't get upset when things don't happen because I had no expectations for that person. Now, you can build with me. I'll let you build with me. And then once we get there, we get there. But I'm not going to, oh, he should have done this because I would have done this. Nah, you don't owe me shit. I don't owe you shit. Now, we'll get to a point where I'll feel like, okay, based on your previous actions, I can anticipate you responding this way because I've been in these scenarios with you and you're battle tested. I know what I can count on based on your actions, not on what I want to see, based on what I know who I know you to be based on your actions. You know what I'm saying? So that's the knock on me. But it's like, but what I respond to people with is like, don't try to microwave this relationship. Do the work. Like if you want me to trust you, do the work. I will be the best business partner to you. But in terms of me trusting you, now you got to show me something. Now I will trust you as far as I can leverage your previous relation or your previous responses. For instance, based on your title, I can expect you to do X. That's an expectation, right? Like if you manage this department, I can expect you to handle this department things, right? We build a strong relationship over some time. I can expect you to manage your department. And if I ask for a favor to oversee another department for a second, then I can expect that from you too, based on your actions and based on what you've showed me. But as far as I'm trusting you to do what your job is from a business, I'm speaking business from a business standpoint. Anything above that, I don't have any expectation for that. So, and again, I'm not saying, please hear me clear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying the way I go about it is the right way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying the way that Chief goes about it is the wrong way. I'm just saying these are all our POVs. You know what I mean? And it's good to have these conversations so we can learn from each other. I'm sure I can learn from how Chief handles things, and I'm sure he can learn from how I handle things. And it's probably a medium between the two styles. That's the sweet spot.
I honestly feel like your methodology in regards to that, making people earn trust, is probably the safer way to go. in terms
but
of.
But it could be limiting.
Touche.
It could be limiting. It's been limiting to me.
In this regard, like I just don't like, even when I told you the situation, like, did you guys have a contract? I'm like, no. Like, you should probably get one up. Like, you're right. So I hit him up like, yo, let's just put this in writing so we can, you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah, and we did that, and it's just like, okay, that set a standard. But like, I just went in like, yo, who he showed me he was is solid, so I'm riding with that. But listening to my homies, like, yo, just put it in writing, be safe.
Yeah, and so this is my this is why y'all always say that I don't really fuck with nobody, because my issue is, and I know a scenario you're talking about. And that scenario for me, I'm like, you don't owe me shit. You know what I'm saying? You may fuck with me because of what I do and who you know me to be, and that's all good and well. But that's not built on anything. Like, I think that's what it is for me. There has to be some type of foundation. So, like, I'll never forget this. I'm not proud of this, but I'll never forget this. I remember I was going into my freshman year of college. I was at All-Star Camp. It was a Connecticut versus Rhode Island game. And we were staying at UConn and practicing at their facilities. Now, keep in mind, I'm about to be a freshman in a couple of weeks. And we're playing in the All-Star game. And we're on the turf field. I'll never forget this. And the UConn football team, they come out of the workout. Like, they came from the gym. They all left. They all had their UConn stuff on. It was a football team for summer workouts. And my coach says, Bellamy, those are your new teammates, or those are your future teammates. And I looked to see who was coming out, no one I knew. I looked back at my coach. I'm like, man, fuck them dudes. Like, I looked him dead in his eyes and said that, because I was of the mind that I'm like, they're not my boys I grew up with. Like, I'm not gonna rock with them like I rock with my guys I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my mentality. Now, that was the wrong mentality. Let me just be the first to say that, because those guys that were coming out that locker room, I was with in Miami a few weeks ago. But that was just my mindset, because you can't tell me that those are my teammates if we haven't built anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I don't have anything foundationally set with you, it's hard for me to give you the benefit of the doubt.
That's fair. LT, you've been quiet the whole time. What's your observation? And I know your brain is spinning because you ain't saying nothing, and I'm watching you.
I'm enjoying my silence while two brothers brother, and it's just so it's laughable. Not like not laughable like you all are a joke, but just like how much you all love each other and how deep and rich the brotherhood is, and how it's how we language support and like love for each other, and how this is the most Bellamy has called your name since we've been doing these podcasts.
What do you mean?
And so, Chief, and Chief, and Chief, and Chief, and I laughed because I was like, oh, you don't have to make the phone call. The conversation is healing in and of itself. And so I just got quiet.
Yeah, so I in my head, I'm looking at him like he's been quiet for a while. He's letting us rock right now. I mean,
I loved it though. It was
like, he's letting us rock right now. Like, I felt it.
Like, it brings me to tears. That's how like good it was to see. Like, yeah, like it was really. I was gonna try to hold it, but it just like y'all speak each other's language so well, right? And then I'm learning that when you're speaking that language, to not interrupt and to listen. And I'm watching Bill loosen, talk, be more communicative, and I'm loving. I'm like, okay, whatever he's processing while talking.
Yeah, and it was something you let a. We were talking and you said something along the lines of like, what's like my downfall or my shortcoming or whatever you said was like you like, and it was interesting how the conversation shifted and you like
The moment
you were processing in real time.
When he asked the question, I put myself on mute because he only posed it to you, and so I was like, okay, he needs his brother right now. And I don't feel like I'm not a brother, but I feel like in this moment he needed his brother.
No doubt.
Right. And couldn't turn it loose. And it was just beautiful to see. And then the funniest part to me was, how did we get here? I'm like, motherfucker, y'all care. That's how you got there. You asked a poignant question, like totally because we do what we do. You went away from the conversation of the women and really posed it directly to him, which caused thought in you. And then it just trickled into this point where we're laughing now. Yeah. And so I'm just grateful to have bared witness, to have been a credible witness to what love looks like and how love is not always languaged. I love you. It's also, it's in the listening. It's in the communication. It's in the history. And as I'm talking to y'all, someone is apologizing to me on my phone. And I'm like, yo, this shit is wild.
Yeah, so we got probably about what? We probably at about 30 now. 30 years of like solid friendship.
Oh yeah.
But we damn near at 20, so it ain't like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like
No, and I'm clear, and in no way do I compare it. I think with you and Bell, y'all might have been friends the first 2 years. Y'all are family.
Without a doubt. And there's no
and so and I get the quantifier around it, but for me, I'm in such, it's so delicious to see. We just had this whole conversation prior to how, loving on Black men, loving on Black women, da 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 da, and then watching you two brothers, and I mean brothers, share in such a authentic way and speak each other's language back and forth was like, this is who I see. So I'm having a different kind of, it left the podcast and it took me back to moments where you all might have communicated and Belle is coming to the house and be like, I thought you said you were going to be ready. And it becomes this whole kind of conversation. She pissed me off and trying to figure it out. You know who she is. Okay, come on, let's wrap it up. We need to da-da-da. And so y'all go into this conversation together. And I just be like, we're going to leave in about 5, 4, 3. And then we all walk out. Right? And to see it in real time again, I love that part of you, that part of you too hasn't lost its power. That it actually deeper and richer. And so that, I'm over here in full celebration, like, yo, that's funny. But I took note. I was like, damn, he's saying Chief name a lot. He's like, in Chief. And remember the time? In Chief. Because in that moment, he really needed his brother. Right? And the authenticity of that moment without 700 I love yous. And, it was like, hey, I need to process this conversation without naming the thing, but processing the conversation with my brother. It was beautiful, man. It was absolutely beautiful.
I'm glad you saw that because I can't stand this nigga.
I know. He can't your ass either.
Anywho, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We had a 118 now. It's been a good conversation. It bounced all over the place. I have no clue what to title it, but we're just gonna make it do what it does. Let's go ahead and Bell, you can start first, man. Let's go ahead and give us.
Oh, I'm gonna do the first one, and I'm gonna let you two check out.
Let's go ahead and give us your final thoughts, Butta.
There ain't nothing like brotherhood. There's nothing like having brothers in your corner who you love and respect, who watched you matriculate from boy to man, and the gift of that relationship is absolutely beautiful. So for my brothers who have brothers and other mothers' children, love your brothers. And don't be ashamed to love your brothers. Be intentional about it. Believe it or not, you teach us how to love your brothers every time we watch you love on them.
Well said. Well said. I'm gonna take the next one, but I'll let you close it out. Yeah, man, it's always beautiful to get back and talk to you guys. I wrote down a bunch of things today, but I think it's important that y'all know that I love y'all, and that ain't gonna change. But something I wrote down that kind of stood out to me was the indirect teachings that we get from our parents or that we give our children. And I think those of us raising people or taking part in someone's life, we have to, as much as we intend to, because I'm big on, trying to impart lessons on my kids and blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to start diving into what am I teaching indirectly? What are they picking up on that's subconscious that I'm not paying attention to? You know what I'm saying? Because there are conversations I have in hopes that they get this certain message, but like with the trouble I'm having with, my daughter's mom, like, what is she picking up? What am I teaching? I probably need to be better with that. And I'm gonna sit down tonight and really, I got to do some memorizing of some poetry anyway. So I'm gonna memorize these poems, and then I'm gonna before I go to bed, I'm gonna really just lay down, and process on how am I showing up indirectly? What does that look like? What are my boys picking up? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I'm on a high right now because we really did have like some really good times this week, like just laughing and rough housing with the guys. And my major's like 5'8". It's 11. He's mad tall. Like, it's just brought it shot out of nowhere. But I think something to be aware of, y'all, is just take a minute and look at what you're indirectly teaching and how you show up, how you subconsciously show up, and how people are assessing your presence. I think that's an important thing to look at. Go ahead.
My final thought is from a place of gratitude. I'm grateful, as I said, to live the life I live, right? And it doesn't matter what life you're living a life, right? So not everybody's afforded that. So that's where a lot of the gratitude comes from. I'm grateful that I have some of the flexibility I have the flexibility to take on life's challenges. I have the flexibility and the means to tackle things. We're just grateful, because it's a lot going on in the world, like we talked about, and it's very easy to get distracted with everything that's going on, and not sticking to the mission and the plan for yourself, right? So I think my final thought is just go into every situation from a place of gratitude, because I read something somewhere where it said stop, something to the effect of stop referring to things that you have to do and understand that you get to do. Mm-hmm. So that's what I will end with. Just go into each situation with the level of gratitude. It's my final thought.
For sure. Appreciate you, bro. For y'all who have been tapped in, we created this podcast to have a safe space for Black men to openly engage in conversations surrounding their mental health. And we do that on a weekly basis. And it's a beautiful thing, and we have grown and continue to grow from it. And we encourage you all to stay tapped in with us, man. We're doing some beautiful things, and we're gonna keep this show rolling. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, we are on all social media platforms at All Black Men Need Therapy. We can be found on email at allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com. We got a voice line, 860-410-6160, 860-410-6160. Shoot us a text, give us a call. We answer. We'll have a conversation with you. We are a podcast of the people, and you all are our people. So we want to do what we can to support you and to the best of our ability. I think that's all I got for today, man. So per usual, do us all a favor and hug a Black man today.
Do it.
And tomorrow.
Do it.
We out, y'all.
Good night, everybody.